The first stop on this trip is the Cabbage Town Farmers Market. Today it's a small market with only a few stalls and only one selling fruit. Beautiful pears and apples. Thank you so much. I bought some apples and pears and then got totally distracted by this honeybee stall. I bought a bar of honey grapefruit soap and noted where their store was so I could go back later. A couple of days later, I went to Nathan Phillips Square to find their farmers market, but there was an event being held, so no farmers market that day. Oh well. Next up is the Dufferin Grove Farmers Market. Well guys, no luck on the fruits, but there are a lot of people selling veggies. So if we wanted veggies, we could have gotten veggies, but no fruits. October 1st, greenhouse opening day. Yay! Alright, so this is my bench 105. This is the reason for all my farmers market trips. It's to get local fruit seeds so that I can sprout them here. This stack here, although you can't really see them all that well because they're nice and cozy in their airbags. These are the kiwis. These are the strawberries. These are some things that need germinating, or not germinating, but they've already germinated and they're very small, so I'm keeping the little tiny babies together. Blueberries and some flowers. And over here we have the apples. These plants I'm showing you here, I had sprouted them and grew them in my apartment. It's a small apartment, so I needed the space. And the city of Toronto called me and said that they had space in their greenhouse, so I said yes, please, thank you. So I'm all set up here, and this is the first day of the opening of the greenhouse, October 1. In the germination station here, in this box I have, what do I have? I think more kiwis and some strawberries and some blueberries, I think. And that's my little notebook. Saturday, October 7, back in the greenhouse. This is our little lobby sit area. And I guess, yeah, I guess this is the throwaway bin. So I'm gonna rescue some of these. This one looks interesting, and this looks like an orchid, and there are two of them. So you know what, I'm gonna rescue these guys and see if I can get them to grow. So a lot of people have moved in now, so the shelves and benches are slowly being filled. So, and surprise, I now have a neighbor. So this is me. You can see the bags. I do everything in bags, but this is my neighbor. So looks like citrus trees. That's amazing. Okay, so here's what I brought with me today in this bag. From the dollar store I got some little tiny cups, a ruler so that I can measure their progress, wooden chopsticks. I got those from lunch one day, so I decided to keep them. These are for to help me plant stuff, and they might come in handy as sticks to hold up plants in the future. I didn't have this last time to cut holes in the bottom of the paper cups, so I bought myself a knife. These I brought from home. They're not doing so well. This is thyme, so I'm gonna start a little herb thing going on here, get those to grow. This is rosemary, and This is a garlic that I'm gonna plant. Oh, the kiwis. They're sprouting, and they love me too much. All of them are sprouting, so I have more kiwis, guys. This is an evergreen hedge. I took some, I don't know what you call them, cones from the evergreen hedge. I think you call them cones, and then they started sprouting, so I'm really happy about that. And what else do we have here? Blackberries. Okay, I cannot get these to sprout, so I tried, someone gave me a suggestion to scratch the seeds, so I brought sandpaper. So I already sandpapered these and put them back in the bag with some paper towel, damp paper towel, to see if maybe after next week, maybe that will stimulate them to sprout. But I haven't had any luck sprouting blackberries as yet. Some more of those wildflowers. Well, they weren't wild, they were actually planted by a church. So I got the seeds from those flowers and I planted them. These are the ones that I saw the monarch butterfly on and the bees on, so I think they like them, so I got them to sprout, and I'm gonna plant these as well. For pots this week, I collected a bunch of my yogurt containers that I had for lunch, yogurt that I had for lunch. This is gonna be home to a fish someday, so I got the bowl, and that was my morning coffee. And some very bad person left these two in the elevator, so I just took them as well. On the elevator floor, like, there is a bin right beside my elevator where the elevators open out, they're bins, and they decided to put it on the elevator floor because they couldn't take 2 more seconds to throw it in the bin. Bad people, come on, behave better. Soil, 2 bags this time, because well, I have leftover, but I have some containers to fill, so 2 more bags of soil. So that's what I brought with me today. And from the rescue bin, this is what I'm gonna call that bin. From the rescue bin, 2 orchids. They have their, or what started to be roots, I think. Not a good angle. Yeah, there. Some roots. So I'm gonna see if I can revive these guys back to life. And this one, so pretty. So, and this one's a different one. So I'm gonna see if I can get them to grow, because I don't have any succulents here. So that's what we'll be working on today. Checking up on the bags. This one was the one that had deflated the last time. All of these are on, but this one is the one that deflated the last time. So I think this one has a hole somewhere else. So I'm gonna change the bag. So yeah, observation number 1. So the first thing I started to work on is rescuing the orchids. I did what I could to find sticks and leaf material from the floor of the greenhouse. So I put them in McDonald's cup. Thanks, McDonald's. And so I'm going to moisten this and sit them in here, because at home my orchid is growing in wood chips, so I figure this is the best environment for my rescue orchid until I can get him set up a little bit better. Okay, so one off to this end and one off to this end. The next thing I'm going to work on is my herb garden, or herb pot. So I plan to plant mint, and I've been told that mint just goes everywhere, so if you can contain it in a container, so contain it from going everywhere by putting it in its own space. So these 2 are going to be for mint, and then I'm going to plant the other herbs in this space. Mint, herbs, and oh, I wanted to show you why I got the idea to plant herbs, because their strong scent repels bugs, and they've set up these bug traps so to catch flies. And so I thought, yes, the bug traps are there, but I'm going to do one little extra step to make sure that they don't like my space. One thing though, I need to maintain the moisture in here, because I'm not going to put this in a bag. I'm just going to let it out. So I'm going to try and collect some more leaves and stuff from the floor here. Maybe go outside and see if there are any fallen leaves. It is fall. So I'm going to see if I can cover this with leaves. So I like garlic, and here's a little garlic bud that I put in soil, and it started to give me roots, and it grew this little shoot. So my experiment now is and I'm sure this will keep the bugs away, because even now it smells like, oh my god, it smells of garlic. So I am going to see how garlic grows. This is what I want to do. I want to know, when does it form, when does it use up this bulb and forms its own bulb. So I'm going to plant this guy in here and see what it does. Just a learning experience for me, and see what happens when I come back in a couple of days. And here is another tiny little mint plant that I was growing in this little tiny thing. He looks okay. He looks very healthy in this little tiny spot, but I'm going to give him a bigger home. So I'm gonna put him in here now. So he'll be happy. So now, spearmint, apple mint. Okay, so I finished working on my rescues. Alright, so this rosemary I brought with me, but I wasn't too careful and I broke my roots off. So back to the drawing board, he has to grow more roots. Here's an orchid. Put him in leaves and twigs that I found here on the greenhouse floor. Also, here's another type of succulent, so I repotted him, and the same type of succulent as this one, repotted him. So I found him on the floor and I just took him up and potted him. He has no roots, but I'm gonna try to see if he'll grow. And another experiment, I'll see. So finished working on my rescues. Now I'm gonna go gather leaves. Soon come. Gathering leaves. That looks like a good spot. Lots of leaves under this tree. Came back with 2 bags full. Well, look who's here. It's Mom. Hi, Mom. And she has a bunch of seeds. And I'm not even going to list out the amount of seeds that she have. She just have everything right here. Every single thing. So we'll see what grows. Some of them range in ages of seeds, so we'll see. Oh my gosh, I mean literally everything.
Carrot, tomato. Oh, this is good. If there's any in there.
Literally everything. So we'll just plant them and see what happens. And of course some empty ones. I inspected everyone. Everyone is doing well. I put them back in the bags and inflated them. Looking at my herb pot and the rescues. I'll check on them in a couple of days.